Hey, welcome. So today, we're diving deep into the invisible systems that pretty much run our financial lives. We're going to expose the rules of a game that most of us are forced to play, but we've never actually been told how to win.
So, let me just ask you this straight up. Does it ever feel like you're just running in place with your money? No matter how hard you work? If that sounds familiar, you might be caught in a trap that, well, you haven't even been taught to see.
And this quote right here, it just hits the nail on the head. These traps are designed to be sneaky. They keep you broke, they keep you stressed out, and they keep you working, usually for somebody else's dream, not your own.
But that stops today. In this explainer, we are pulling back the curtain. We're going to identify the 5 biggest money traps out there, and more importantly, we're going to look at the exact playbook the wealthy use to just sidestep them completely.
So here's our roadmap for today. We're starting with the famous or infamous rat race. Then we'll move into the debt cycle and something I call the savings illusion. After that, we'll tackle the super important knowledge gap and wrap it all up with the biggest trap of all, trading your time for money. Let's get into it. All right, first up, the trap that actually punishes you for getting ahead, the rat race. Now, this one's really tricky because honestly, it feels like a reward. You get a raise, maybe a bonus, a big promotion, and boom, the trap springs. You've probably heard the term rat race before, made famous by author Robert Kiyosaki. It's just this endless loop where your income goes up, but guess what? Your expenses shoot up right along with it. So you never actually get any closer to financial freedom. You just end up in a slightly nicer, slightly bigger cage.
And here's the really dangerous part. This whole cycle feels totally normal. You get a pay bump, so you get a new car. You get the latest phone. Maybe you move to a bigger place. It feels like you're winning, right? But the reality is, you're no closer to freedom. The trap isn't earning more money, it's letting your lifestyle eat up every single new dollar that comes in.
Now for trap number 2. This is the one that is silently draining millions of bank accounts every single month. I'm talking about the high-interest debt cycle.
Just look at that number, 20%. Let that sink in for a second. That's a pretty typical interest rate on a credit card. Any professional investor would do anything for a guaranteed 20% return. And yet, that's what the banks are making off of you. At a rate like that, debt isn't a tool. It's a mathematical anchor, making sure a big chunk of your hard work goes straight into someone else's pocket. And this really shows a huge difference in financial thinking. For most people, credit is a crutch. It's used to pay for a lifestyle they can't quite afford. But for the wealthy, they use it as a tool. It's leverage, a way to buy assets that actually make them more money. The difference is pretty simple. One makes the banks rich, the other makes you rich.
Okay, let's move on to trap number 3. Now this one is going to feel a little weird because we're always told, save your money, save your money. But what if I told you that just saving your money was actually making you poorer?
The real bad guy here is this silent wealth killer called inflation. It's simple. Every year, the price of everything, gas, groceries, you name it, goes up. And that means that every dollar you've tucked away in a savings account is worth a little bit less. Your money is literally losing its power just by sitting still. And you can see the difference right here. Savings, that's the short bar, might feel safe, but it's losing a slow-motion battle against inflation every single day. Now that taller bar, that represents investments, putting your money to work in things like stocks, real estate, or businesses. And this is so crucial. The wealthy don't just park their money, they put it to work so it grows way faster than inflation can eat it away. This brings us to trap number 4, and honestly, this might be the most important one of all because it's the foundation for everything else. It really isn't about how much money you have, it's all about what you know. I mean, think about it. School is great for preparing us for a job, but it doesn't teach us a thing about what to do with the money we earn from that job. We learn algebra, but not how to make a budget. We study history, but not how to actually build wealth. And this leaves most of us financially blind, basically forced to figure it all out on our own through trial and error. So how do wealthy people get around this? Well, they don't wait for someone to teach them. They go out and actively hunt for financial knowledge. They're reading books, they're taking courses, they're finding mentors. They treat their financial education not as some class they took once, but as the single most critical skill for building the life they want. It's a constant, lifelong investment in themselves.
And now, we've arrived at the final trap. And this is the big one. This is the fundamental equation that keeps almost everyone stuck. It's that direct link between your time and how much you can earn.
See on the left, you've got active income. That's your 9-to-5 job.
You trade 1 hour of your life for a set number of dollars. The problem? You've only got 24 hours in a day, which means your income will always have a ceiling. It's capped. But on the right, you have passive income. This is money that comes from assets, investments, businesses, royalties that work for you 24/7. This income isn't tied to your time, which means its potential is literally unlimited. This is the real secret. This is how the wealthy actually break free. And that brings us to the most powerful idea in this whole explainer. These 5 traps, the rat race, debt, inflation, the knowledge gap, and trading time for money, they are not accidents. They are part of a system. But the amazing thing is, you don't have to be a victim of that system. The second you see the rules of the game, you can start playing it completely differently. Awareness is your key. It's your escape hatch.
So, I'll just leave you with this one question. You see the traps now, you know the escape routes, the whole game board is laid out right in front of you. What's your first move gonna be?